Right, Britical Saiyans here. I'm Matt.
And I'm Joe.
And we're going to talk about our TCG Con because we were there over the weekend. Like we said on our Friday video, we were going to TCG Con. Yes, we said we were going to vlog it, but there's a reasoning behind this. It's the fact that the time between each round was so quick to get into the next round that we had no chance. Like, they were so good at getting into the next round.
They're really good, and at one point Matt was like, oh yeah, after the second round we'll do a vlog. I went to time, and by the time I just went back like, hey, I ended the draw, he was like, you idiot, we don't have time for the vlog. And it's like, oops.
Yeah, we just don't have time.
So it was just like, you know what, we'll do something later, and then we were both just tired, like, bugger it, tomorrow.
Yeah. Quick, just to let you know, the reason I got a Tournament Power in the background is because I went with a Tournament Power deck.
So yeah, like, you're going to talk first and then I.
Yeah. So basically, I will find it for you guys. I decided to go with what am I doing? Blue. There we go. I decided to go with this Bergamo. Well, to an extent. I didn't actually use the Bergamo leader, I just used the core deck. I was a dirty player and decided to go with heightened, but that was because the deck needed speed.
Oh yeah, it proved good when we were testing it out. Like, the heightened evolution made the deck so much quicker, and you actually did well with like setting up the board, didn't you?
Oh god, yeah.
You had someone complain at you for setting up the board.
Yeah, round 6. Oh, that was fun. Like, the final round. By the way, I didn't make top cut, and neither did Jonah.
No.
Just because there was just, veggies.
If you're there, you probably counted the amount of guinea veggies, and Mass Saiyans were and just like, oh look, a second one today.
Yeah, I mean, I played against a Mirror, 2 Mass Saiyans, I think it was. I played against the only thing that was completely out of the blue was my final game in round 6, and that was against Ribena. Like, that was just like, what the hell? Game 1, I went against... Oh, my days, I can't remember now. I can't remember. Because I know I only played against 1 Veggies.
Yeah.
I played against...
Was it the Mirror?
I went against Mirror and I went against Bardock twice, but I can't remember which one was which. My first game... Oh no, my first game was against Vegito. That was my first game. I won that quite easily. I got the setup on that one.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying like, there's a Vegito player here. I crushed him.
Yeah, that I got the setup against him. Not the full setup, but I got some setup against him and explained what was happening. He was like, oh. I did actually ask him if he wanted to carry on. He said, yeah, we'll just play the game out and see what happens. I was like, okay.
That's fine.
So, I didn't get the full combo, but I got enough of it to be like...
Yeah. So, essentially, Matt was like, if I get the field, the 3 brothers, and 2 Bergmos that make you attack these instead of my leader...
With battle area.
With battle area cards.
But if you got 2 of the 4 drop out in rest, your opponent can't declare an attack with the battle area cards.
Yeah, so had Matt got the 2 battle area Bergmos, a Lavender, a Basil, and the Danger Triangle, he was like, I'm just going to offer my opponent a, do you want to call it there? Because I basically won.
Yeah.
Which is like good sportsmanship instead of just being like, now you suffer.
Yeah, it was, I did have to explain it once I got it set up. I even partially got it set up against other players and explained what was going on with it. The Vegito player was just like, okay. The other matchups I had, it was my weakest matchups were the Veggies and against the Mirror and the Massey and Bardock leaders, because you wouldn't think it just by like Mirror, really? Trial deck, Bardock, really?
Did the Mirror player have like androids, like Cell and all that?
No, not the one I played. He had Carver rushing me down and stuff. But basically, both their versions of the decks were just really aggressive early game, so they were just dropping carbers. The Bardock player I went against, they got very lucky on their mills, so they were critting me every single attack with their leader. And the one major weakness with Bergamo is basically the Mass Saiyan 5 drop from Dark Villain's set.
Yeah. Because
they can just be like, oh, you got 2 Lavenders out, or you got a Lavender and Basil out, but you don't have the 4 drop out yet because you haven't got to that stage. I can set up my drop for over round 5 before you can do that. And that's basically what happened to me in the mirror game and the going against Bardock, is they just got 5 cards in a drop turn 2 or turn 3 and was just like, Bardock, get rid of all this. Okay, I can't come back from that.
And it's like one thing I noticed with the Mass Saiyan players, because I had a couple, was that they would mill to try and get the crit. If they didn't get the crit but they got the power, they would awaken and do it again just for the crit.
Yeah.
Like, that was the top play for them, and it worked, to be fair.
Well, the Mirror and Bardock players I went against, they didn't even get a chance to awaken.
Wow.
Because they just rushed the crap out of me.
Oh.
And even because the Bardock gains 5k.
Yeah.
So it's basically going to hit an awakened leader with crit. And it's like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, I just, like, a lot of the time I just like, I'm going to put a Sensu Bean.
I honestly tried, but it was just horrible. So basically I won my round 1, lost round 2 and 3. Did I win round 4? I went 3-3 in the end. I can't remember what else I beat. I beat something else.
Apes.
Oh, right, yeah, I beat Apes. That was in round 5. Oh, that's what happened. Right, so basically, my round 2, 3, 4, I lost. Because that was against Bardock, Mirror, 8, and Veggies. Sorry, so I didn't play against 2.
Mass Saiyan, Mirror, Veggies. Like. Yeah.
That's what I was up against. Not 2 Mass Saiyans, because it's basically the same freaking deck.
Yeah.
My brain. So, and then, what was that? It was round 1, 2, 3, round 4. I've got my numbers right, haven't I? Yeah. So I was right, yeah. And then round 5, I was against Apes, and then round 6, I was against Ribena.
Yeah.
So, round 5, I was actually against a maid. That was quite funny.
That was great because, like, you and our friend got paired, and like you sat down, and I was on the table across from you. And I just said, "Jonah, Jonah!" I looked over, and both of you just waving at me like, "Look, we got paired." And I was like, "Great! I can't setting up for this random stranger at the moment." And you just walked over like, "I beat him." Well, yeah, he's not beat your deck and training out. I beat him, no.
It was close though. Actually, yeah, because he was using apes. He didn't have the full ape deck, and he was using. It wasn't.
You had the full ape deck. You were just like, nope, not letting you borrow thing.
No, I actually asked him before Friday, would you like to borrow some of this stuff for the tournament? No, it's fine. Get a message off him on the whatever morning it was or night. And it's like, did you bring your 8 deck with you so I could borrow some stuff? No. I'm sorry, I gave you that opportunity. So, it was quite a good matchup anyway. I will admit I got very lucky in that 8 matchup because I top decked Aesop for a few turns. He can only attack with his leader. Aesop. My turn. Aesop.
Yeah, and
yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Aesop's a blocker.
And the order of how things work. So blocker came before counter that day because
there he is. There's Aesop.
Because of like ruling problems they had. They're like, oh, we're putting block. Like, we'll let you start your auto, block,
right.
counter, then finish your auto. Because there's so many like timing issues, they were just like, this is the easiest way for us to do it.
Yeah, right. So apparently there was a lot of people asking a judge how things worked. And I don't know why, because you literally just go, I attack. Does my thing have an auto? Yes. Do you wish to negate? No. Cool. My auto resolves. Do you wish to block? No. Cool. Combo. It is that simple. But apparently people could not rag that round their heads, so it changed to I attack. My auto triggers. Do you wish to negate now? No. Do you wish to block now? No. But they happen simultaneously. You just choose which one to do. But it's
even, even I found that I was going example. I'd be like, swing with my leader. Okay, auto triggers. I draw the card. I'd be like, do you wish to block? No. Do you wish to counter? No. The second time I swing the leader, it's like, I attack. Do you wish to counter? No. Okay, auto. Do you wish to block? And it's like, wait, we're supposed to do this the other way around. Everyone was just like, why can't we play this normally? And then you'd get some people like, I'm playing it this way because it's to my advantage this turn. It's just like, ugh.
Yeah, it's doing it so the auto resolves
immediately
straight off the bat. I know it sounds weird, but it can help certain cards. Normally it doesn't make any difference because, I mean, the case with if Kaba swings and your opponent goes, I use full power energy and pop him, you can still do the auto effect.
Yeah.
But still, it's...
it really should have helped my deck because I was playing Goku Black and being able to take a card before they can counter with it, but I was like, I'm used to this system. Don't mess with my head, even if it gives me advantage.
Yeah. But guys, if you want, by the way, before Jonah starts ranting on his matchups, I will show you guys my deck. I'll do a deck list for you guys if you want to. I'm presuming he'll do the same thing. So if you guys want that, just comment and like, and
let us know, because if we need, if you want us to do it, we're more than happy to. Otherwise, it's like a bit of time we can say working on other videos.
Yeah. And
as much as we could try to do both, it's very much fitting in our schedules.
Yeah.
So.
But just before I pass on to Jonah, my round 6, my final game, I was against Ribena, and the first time I played against it, and I was just like seeing a few of the cards that they were playing. That's quite consistent from what I could see until I got the lock, but we'll get into that in a second.
It was consistent until I played my deck.
The leader can search, which obviously we knew all this by when we showed you the set.
But actually seeing it in action is different.
Seeing it in action is different because it's just reading a card on screen and then playing against it. Your brain's like, oh, I need to reread these.
Yeah.
So basically what happened is my opponent got to 3 energy and that's it. Before I got the entire lockdown on them. So I had the 2 4-drop Bergamos, I had the 1 5-drop, I had the Dangerous Triangles out, I had the Lavender, I had the Basil. So anything they played couldn't have an effect anyway. Anything that was currently out on the board had no effect. And I explained all of this to them, and apparently I was being rude.
That was the best part, when you came over so I did the Bergamo lock, I won the game, and we're like, oh yeah, well done. He was like, yeah, my parent called me rude. I wasn't even rude, I was just like, this is what my deck does. And they're like, oh my god, you're being rude. And I just went, oh, I'm just going to kill you now, because you're being rude.
It's just like, they tried to attack with a battle area card. I said, you can't do that because of this. Why are you being so rude? I'm just doing my deck.
I'm literally telling you the card effect. I am helping you.
And they scooped towards the end. They're just like, nah, I've had enough. It's like, okay.
They couldn't stand your vulgar language.
All I did was just explain.
All I did was play my cards.
Right. Well, I'm going to let Jonas talk now while I cry in a corner.
Find a poster boy for me.
I'm going to find your poster boy for you and then I'll start crying.
Sweet.
It is right.
Yeah.
You start talking, boy.
So, yeah, my matchups were... They were probably not as good as Matt's overall result. Because you had...
Really? Come on. I played against 1 Veggies, 1...
Yeah, but you had 2 victories.
I played against 1 Veggies, 2 Bardocks, 1 Mirror, 1 Apes, 1 Vegito, and 1 Ribena.
Well, So my first one was a Black Trunks, which never played against. It sounds a bit racist when I say it like that, but like I had no idea what to expect. I was like, okay, I know what the leader does to an extent, and this was basically a like red rush deck with the Trunks milling out to what they need to rush. And it was just like, okay, so I got this Cabba double striking, I've got this Saiyan double striking, and it was just a case of like, I bombed so hard in my hand. Like, I got the true drop Goku Black, I got all my counters and all my unyielding Trunks whilst I was on free energy. So I had all this stuff that like I would prefer later on or for more energy early in the game, and it was like, what do I do? So I would just attack and play stuff that drew. Just be like, come on, give me a Zamasu so I can swing an indestructible guy at their stuff, because like you don't swing the Goku without Zamasu. And yeah, it was just like, have another unyielding, for that energy you're not tapping. And like it just got to a point where my opponent could see I was just bricking, and I lost fair and square. They said like, oh, I know how that deck works, I'm so sorry for you. It's like, yeah. But they were a good sport about it. Like, we spoke afterwards and they said that they would have preferred a better match, which was nice. My second game was against an Apes deck. The person, though, had only played the deck like 3 times before facing me, and that one went to time because like my deck went off perfectly fine. By the time they were on 4 energy, I had 2 like West Kais and 6 energy because I was like objection and all this, and I brought out Goku Black Rose, took them from 4 energy to 1, and I was like, great, I've got my triple strike like ready, I've got my leader awakened. I kind of had the ideal board, but because their turns took so long and they're asking questions that was like, come on, you should know this before entering talk. Like, is my leader a battle card? Can I block in defense? I played the Twisted Justice Zamasu, and they were like, oh, I'm going to negate that. And I was like, I've just played it. Yeah, but I can use Flying Nimbus to negate it, right? At which point I, like, internally, my head was smashing against every brick wall that it could build. Externally, there was just a face of, you said, what? That face of disbelief when someone just kind of walks into the room, rambles something, and is like, yeah, that's right, isn't it? And you're like, no.
You could just call a judge over.
I didn't want to call judge. Like, I felt I didn't need to call judge. I was like, look, just read what it says. Oh yeah, counterattack. Never mind, carry on. But yeah, by the time they'd built back up to their energy, by the way, most of that energy was the King Vegeta evolve. So if you play Apes, you know how silly that is. Like, this thing gives my guys barrier and free combo from the hand. I'm a plate of my energy. I'm a combo it.
Even I was face palming when he told me this.
Yeah, I walked up to Matt like, so my second game went to time, it's a draw. And we were just like, okay, how's that work out? By the way, he charged this, he said this. And Matt was like, I pity you. You had to endure this. And they did better than me overall in the tournament, by the way. They scored higher. So it just goes to show, like, you don't really need to know what you're doing if you're playing a really good deck. Because it just plays itself sometimes.
Yeah, just read the card.
But like, second round, I could have won. It went to time. They were the second player, so...
It's what screwed it for you is the fact that they were just taking the mick.
Yeah.
Because of their lack of knowledge. I'll put that loosely. I don't think they were actually being lack of knowledge. I think they were just being a pain.
Yeah.
I think they were... From the sound, they were actually intentionally just being an ass.
Yeah.
And trying to waste time. If there was none of that, you had game.
Oh yeah, like
simple as.
One of the judges was there because we were the last game to finish up, and he watched us play. He saw that I was ready. Like, I had the Twisted Justice out. I had a Goku Black with 2 tokens. I had a Zamasu that had just been a blocker, and he could see in my hand was another Twisted Justice. My opponent had 2 cards in hand, 1 card in life, and I had a leader on double strike and 2 double strikers ready to hit the board. He was like, "You in a regular tournament, you would have won. If we were going by normal tournament rules and it went to time, and we had to make a decision based on like who could do the most and who's got the most life. Even if your opponent had more life than you, Jonah, you would win by default because of your setup."
Didn't they say at the start of the tournament it goes to turns anyway?
Yeah, they said that it would go to, like, so if you're the first player, you do your turn, the second player do theirs, and then that's it. If you were the second player, you'd end your turn, and then that's it. It ends with draw if one player doesn't kill the other, it's a draw. And that's what happened. I just went, the gate, block, Mafuba, you can't do anything. I've literally stopped your 3 attacks, and you're sat there with like 4 energy, all taps, like, I can't do anything. So yeah, I would have won had it been an official tournament, which sucked.
The tournament was official as they could do it with it being a light one.
Yeah.
Because it was the first of its kind. It was the TCG Con, the first of its kind.
Yeah.
They were trying to be fair, but at the same time trying to be the correct judge, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
If anybody can understand what I'm trying to mean by that.
It was a really good tournament. I'm not having to go at the tournament's rules. I actually kind of agree with that. That if neither player can kill the other, it should be a draw, because it can't be like, well, I can kill most, but I've got the most life, so it is good to leave it as a draw, because it's like, we don't know what could have happened.
Apart from your case where Josh said, yeah, you had game.
Apart from my case where it was like, it's obvious what's going to happen. Any other case where it's like, maybe the hands are even.
I don't know why the judge didn't just go, look, I'm just going to say you win, because if this guy didn't waste time, you had game.
But the problem was that not only would it be going against the rules they set, if other people were watching, they went to time, they could be like, well, I saw this the Goku Black game and blah, 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 and it's like, crap, I've got to stick to this. So, I think the judge did a good job, and at least they gave me that information instead of just being like, oh, I wonder how it will turn out. Like, they at least stated, yeah, it was kind of obvious, but I've got to do my... I respect that they said they had to do their job. I really do. And the judge was a great guy, so I'm not angry about that. So yeah, my third game was against a mirror androids, like we had discussed about using mirror and androids, and I was like, I've actually discussed about this on my channel. I think if you're watching, by the way, we played third match on, like, Jonah, obviously, let me know, because we had a really good game and I wouldn't mind a rematch in the future. Like, same to anyone besides the A player, but, just because, like, have a rematch when you know your deck, dude.
Yeah, a few people were. What was it? It wasn't. There was somebody that said that surprised that they hadn't heard of us, wasn't it?
Yeah, like, one of the people who was selling cards throughout the entire time was like, oh, I'm surprised I've never heard of you. And it's like, well, you're too busy marketing yourself, pal, so...
Yeah.
But, yeah, my third game, they had clear advantage. Like, they were making me discard. They were, like, putting out a lot of double strike. I killed off the 5-drop cell, and they were annoyed about it. It's like, look, dude, I run cell chain. I know what you're aiming for.
It's Android mirror. That's what the deck is. It's just all the deck does. It's just a green deck with a few teched in black cards and just using a mirror leader. It gets worse in set 4.
Like, they didn't try to beat around the bush. They knew what Goku Black did as well, so they were actually bums that they didn't get to play against the 10-drop, because they were like, I'm partially interested to see what I could do against it, and it just never happened. And like, it's a good deck, man. It's a shame. And like, they really, like, every time I played the game after that and they were nearby, they'd come over like, hey, how's it going? I really want to know what your deck's doing. So like, I was really happy about that. Like, they were the same with my first match play. We had a quick talk whilst we were grabbing lunch.
Sorry, I know it's going, guys, but while he's talking, I'm going to try and find the 10-drop for you.
So my 4th and 5th game.
Well, there's that one.
Yeah. They were exactly the same deck. Card for card. So I played against 2 Mass Saiyan decks. which were, like we said, it was the like red crit mill.
There you go, guys.
And they were card for card the same deck.
There's only one way to build the deck, though.
Yeah, that was the thing. Like, and the first guy I played against, they did less of the deck, but they won just through like comboing what they didn't want to use. And because I wasn't drawing too well, I couldn't stop it. Or it was like, okay, maybe I don't negate this attack because I could just throw 5 in, and they're like, nope, super combo, 5, like 5 combo, and it's like, oh Christ, you put more in than I thought. So like I lost that game, and then I went to the second Mass Saiyan. I was like, right, I know what to do against this deck, and like it was close. The final turn was basically me throwing everything into a double strike. If I didn't, I just had a Weese's Coercion in hand, and they could have easily set up a board. And like they got forcing hit off against me, and yeah, which I'm partially sure you find funny now, but it was also like they took away the Twisted Justice and the super combo I had, and it was like, damn, that was my next turn play.
Yeah, no, you know how it feels, right?
Yeah, I mean, I got it back, and that's why I won. But it was just the fact that it's like, oh, I was there like, hey, can I just double check for seeing hit? And they're like, yeah, sure. It's like, have you not seen it? It's like, no, I run a hit deck. It's just, I do that to other people. It's like, I do it to other people, so I actually don't know what happens when I do it to myself. And they were like, oh, okay. But, yeah, I beat them, went in full force. Like, they knew my hand, but when I drew a card, they were like, right, either this is a card that's not going to help them or it's going to save them. So they played, like, the Triple Striking Bardock Super Saiyan 3, and it was like, cool. I drew him a food, by the way. Plonk. And they're like, that was literally my last ditch effort. So they didn't like call it, they didn't like scoop, they like tried to play as much as they could and just died like, yeah, well done, man. And like that was good. That was good of them. So like that was the first 5. By this point I had like 1 victory, 1 draw and 3 losses, so I wasn't making a top cut by a long shot. Like the event said I had 1 point throughout most of my games. It was just like I'm not doing bad, it's just a draw really messes up your system.
Yeah, it does.
My last game was actually against a friend of ours, his like sibling, which like, I immediately texted him afterwards like, I just played your brother. They were playing like, so they like set up and they put Ginyu down as their lead, and I was like, oh, it's my turn to face the veggies. Okay, I'm ready. Why is your first energy Captain Ginyu? And I was like, okay, maybe they run a tiny bit, like a weird tiny bit varied of Ginyu veggies.
Probably couldn't afford the full veggie build, so went for a bit of Ginyu cards in there.
Well,
that's probably your first thought.
Yeah, I was like, maybe, like, because of the friend of mine who I was, like, they're related to, like, they like to play that, like, little bit of deception. And I was like, okay, it's definitely got to be that, like brother sort of tactic. I'm not surprised. Let's just see this. No, it was just a full force Ginyu Force deck with like the promos and all this, and I was like, oh, actually this is fun. Like it was a fun game, and like we were very close. We were both on 2 life, and they put into this like 1 combo. They're all 4 of their Dodorias, just for like something that I was just like, oh, I'm just gonna put a 5 in. They put every Dodoria because they were getting nothing useful in hand. To which like everyone who was watched like nearby, because like when you were playing the games, like with me, I was kind of talking to the other people who were playing games. Like I was talking to someone who's running like a Universe 7 Gohan, because like I've got that deck, and like the other games just kind of like when he was like, this is a bit unnecessary. They looked over, saw him drop the full Dodoria, and all was just at that moment of, ooh, what? And he was like, look, I'm getting your bum hand. So anyway, we go to like forward on to when it was both of us done 2 live, and they spammed every member of the Ginyu Force but Raccoon, and played the big Captain Ginyu, and gave everything double strike, and they were like,
and Tenko.
10k and double strike. It was just like,
Pretty sure they gained 10k as well.
Yeah, they gained like 10k double strike. Everything came out. I was like, okay. I've got 6 cards in hand. They've got 3. This can't be too bad, right? It was bad. I lost. Like, I had a couple of negates in hand. I was like, okay, this is my backup plan. So yeah, 10k double.
Yeah, there you go. It is 10k double strike.
So yeah, I was like, backup plan. I've got negate, and I comboed out one attack. I didn't negate the other, and that's when they just like they threw a bit in. I comboed out. They went for another one. Again, I didn't negate. They comboed mad into it, and I was like, yeah, actually, I can't get out of that, and they won. And I showed them my hand, like, look, I did have a counter. I was ready to play it, but I just wanted to wait it out. I was hoping to Mifrubi your Captain Ginyu as well. This is when they revealed that they had, like, bad ring laser. And because you can only counter once in a turn, I was like, of course, you're his brother. He was like, yep, I was ready to stop your first counter. It's like, oh. So they played me. The moment they had Captain Ginyu out, they just played me. And I tried telling my friends as well afterwards, and they're like, oh my god, he's not like great at games. It's like, no, but they just played me. Like, they made a small board, they did nothing with it. I played my board, made a big show of it. They're like, oh yeah, oh. And then the moment they had Captain Ginyu ready to go, they're like, right, Captain Ginyu, I win. And it was just a sheer moment of surprise, like, oh, this just happened. So like when I went back and told everyone, like, I just went up against Ginyu deck, everyone was like, oh, you played Veggie. I was like, no, pure Ginyu. Wait, are you Jenny, you're not lying to us? I was like, no, there he is, he's so-and-so's brother. And I was like, oh, hi. it was hilarious, like, it really was.
Yeah.
There he is, just waving hello to me. In victory.
Well, there you go, guys. That was our TCG Con experience.
Yeah.
This, I'm not going to say this was not sponsored in any form of way.
No.
This last bit is honestly, if they do see this last little bit, is honestly, guys, thank you for making TCG Con.
Yeah.
They have said that they are doing another one for definite.
Yeah.
And that's going to be anywhere between 6 and 9 months' time from now. Depending on obviously how things go and what happens. But they obviously want the next one to be a tiny bit bigger, and then obviously throughout the years for it just to grow.
I would honestly suggest if you went to TCG Con, let them know, like, give them some support on the page, but like if there's something that really, really bugged you, message them, because putting it on the page might discourage it, but just let them know how they did, because it's really important to them, and it will be important to us in the UK as well, because they'll definitely run Dragon Ball in the future. It was the most popular of the tournaments.
Yeah, 60-man tournament. No, 61-man tournament, sorry.
Even the one that they gave 2 days had
nowhere near that number.
It didn't even have, it just about had like a third of the numbers. So like, really do let them know. If you went and you played Dragon Ball, like, let them know how they did, like what you wouldn't mind in the future, or just in general for the con. Like, please do, because it helps all of us.
Yeah, it means they can do a larger scale tournament next time as well.
Yeah,
and it means that it means they'll have more prize support. It means that there's they can have a bigger venue, which means they can have more players, which means they can do maybe into a 2-day tournament because of just that scale.
And we can have a we can kind of have like they do in America. We can have a big Dragon Ball tournament here in the UK, it might not be like full official, but it's something. Instead of having to fly out to somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like, if we can keep it at home, we should. And we should support anyone that's willing to do that.
And honestly, the prize support was amazing, guys. If you were lucky enough to win, you got something called the Shenron Cup. If you go onto the TCG Con website or Facebook page or whatever, you can actually see a photo of all the cups for the tournaments. And that thing was huge. Like,
yeah,
that trophy was huge.
Compared to the other trophies, that thing was just, like, they were ants.
Yeah.
I come, and here comes, like, this brown bear thing comparatively. Just like, win me today!
We tried, guys. Honestly, we really tried. We tried so hard. We wanted to come back and be like, hey guys, one of us did this.
Yeah.
But no, we failed miserably because we don't do bandwagon decks, veggies. Sorry, I said that out
loud. We're not, like, seething with rage against the abuse of Captain Ginyu at all.
Basically, as far as I'm aware, the top 8 was veggies.
Yeah. One of our buddies with a Jiren deck managed to do really well.
Oh, did he make top 8? No, he didn't.
4-2 in the end.
Oh, right, 4-2 in the end. So no, yeah, literally the top 8 was just veggies to my knowledge. I know the top 4 was for definite because
top 4 and then the top 2 was veggies.
Yeah.
Which was streamed, and it's just like, wow.
Honestly, I want to watch some of the games on a YouTube channel, but I'm not watching the finals because I'm just gonna be sat there going, this is a waste of my time. They're both doing exactly the same play every blooming turn.
Yeah, I've literally just skipped to like the final turn, the third round. Like, okay, it's his turn. Okay, they won.
Yeah.
Like, there'd be no point watching the other games because it's like, I know what Veggies does. Spawn a field and make you hate playing the game.
Yeah, exactly. But no, the one mate that did really well in the tournament, he's just sacky like that in card games.
Yeah.
But in all fairness, his deck was a surprise deck. He decided to take Jiren.
Yeah.
From the Universe 11, so the Taunt Power set.
Even he was, because like the tables 1 to 8 were like people who were doing really well, and by the time of the 5th round, he was like 4-1, and the judge was going around like seeing veggies, Saiyan, veggies, apes, and then there was just this Jiren player sitting there smiling, and he's like, "How have you got this far?" Our friend just turns around like, "I'm playing Jiren." Yeah, but how did you get this far? I'm playing Jiren. Like, he didn't say anything else. He was just like, "I'm playing Jiren."
It's unless you know what it does. Unless you know what the 10 drop does, and you have that kind of prior knowledge of the Jiren deck, it can take you by complete surprise.
Yeah.
Because if they're just putting out these tiny things, it's like, okay, so you're similar to veggies but a tiny bit slower. Bang! Oh wait, where the fuck did I come from?
Yeah, it was just hilarious. I mean, like, he came back to us like, "I'm not top 8," and it's like, "But you're top 15." We didn't even break. Like, I didn't even break 50. I just about broke 60, and that's because whoever you are, if you're watching this, by the way, Metacooler player, I'm so sorry for you, but at the same time, I love you just because you're a brave soldier. Like, I'm going to mill and play cooler. You're a winner in my books just by going I don't care this hasn't got updated in how long. I don't care that the only thing I've put into this is playing Nimbus. Mill, double strike, here we go.
It's a road deck, and nobody saw it coming.
Nobody saw it coming, and when it did start coming, it was just like, okay.
Yeah. That's it then, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Cool. Alright, guys, so, again, apologies that we didn't actually vlog the event for you. Like we said, we just did not have chance.
Yeah, it's crazy.
By the time we basically both got knocked out, which is obviously after round 6, it was quite late into the afternoon, and obviously we've both been playing all day. We were just a bit tired, and
yeah.
So we were thinking about doing it when we got back home, but when we got back home, we were just like, nah, we just need to. So yeah, we decided to do it today for you guys. Again, huge apologies that it wasn't vlogged, because that would have been much better for you guys.
Yeah.
Hopefully next time we can actually vlog it for you. We will try a lot harder next time.
If we don't vlog, we'll definitely take more photos.
Yeah, we'll actually take photos for you guys, so you can actually see a bit of it, and hopefully we'll be able to do something a bit more as well.
And hopefully one of us will get streamed as well.
Yes, that would actually be quite nice. If one of us did get streamed, I would have tried to get permission from the TCG Con guys to see if whether we would be allowed to either upload it ourselves, but obviously give all credit to them and link it to their channel. Like, everything goes towards them, but it's on our channel as well.
We have it, or we are mentioned in it. Was the idea?
Yeah.
Like, even if it, like, I really wanted to go on it and they like put up deck names, because I decided to call my deck not Zamasu, and everyone I told this just found it, like, they found it, I found it, or they're just like, really?
Was there even a deck name from mine?
No.
No.
Like, the deck sheet I got said deck name, so I was just like, not Zamasu.
Alright then, guys, so bye then, I guess. Sorry we went on for a long time.
Well, a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.
Alright. Bye, guys.
Bye.